One of the most famous mitzvot in the many mitzvot of our parsha is the mitzvah of hashavat avodah, returning a lost object to someone. What's interesting is that the Torah phrases it in seems to be a very long and superfluous way. The Torah says, "Lo tireh et shorochicha u'etzion nidachim." You shall not see the ox or sheep of your brother just wandering, v'it'alamta mehem, and disregard them, but you shall return them to your brother. Ashev teshivem le'achicha. You can just write it simply. If you see an ox or sheep wandering, return them to your brother. Why does it have to be like in a negative and long way of saying things? Same goes for the mitzvah in Parashat Mishpatim. Ki tiresh chamor samachar oved tzach masov. You see a donkey of someone you don't like. It's just sitting down and like its burden is too heavy. V'chadalta ma'azov lo, and you shall not help him. Azov ta'azov, you will help him. Why does it have to bring the negative part? Just tell him what I need to do. Return it, help him. And obviously Chazal have their extrapolations. There are certain times that v'it'alamtanim, that you are allowed to disregard. If, for instance, it's in a place where, if, for instance, in a cemetery, and a kohen is not allowed to go there, or if a person is under his dignity to actually bend down and take a small object, so he's allowed to disregard it. But I think the pshat, the simple way of reading the pasuk, tells us something very deep, which actually goes down from this mitzvah of the Torah into the Israeli DNA of today. And the answer is that the Torah says that we have to be proactive people. The Torah is saying, you shall not just see an ox or a sheep wandering and disregard them. That is something that you're not allowed to do. You shall not be a bystander. You shall not be a person who just walks by and looks as if he didn't, and seems as if he didn't see anything. V'it'alam tamim, just disregard. But you shall return. In other words, it's not only the obligation to do a favor to someone or to return their lost object, but not to be a bystander, not to be someone who just looks the other way or doesn't care about what's around them. But a person, we have to be people who see outside of ourselves, to be proactive about things we see around us, and that's why the Torah phrases it negative. You shall not be a bystander. You shall not just disregard it, but return it. And that really is the Israeli DNA of being proactive with other people. Sometimes a bit too much, but it's a good natural thing, and that is the obligation and the nature of what we should be of people who don't just ask, what do I deserve from other people? But when I go and I see other people, I see what could I do for them, and how could I help those who are around me. Shabbat Shalom.